and welcome back to the Michael Cohen Show on our continued journey to 500,000 subscribers. We're getting there. A little slower than I'd like, but yesterday, great day. So let's do it again. Hit subscribe, watch, comment, and share, because this stupidity, it's got to come to an end. All right? Just has to. Have you seen the video going around of ICE officers crashing their car into a U.S. citizen's car, literally dragging her out into the street, dragging her and unlawfully detaining her? I mean, it's disgusting. It's horrible that literally situations like this have become commonplace. We're getting numb to it over just the last few months. Play the clip.
Yeah! Hit and run! Hit and run! That's a hit and run! Hit and run! Hit and run! That's a hit and run!
What the fuck?
Bro, what?
Crazy shit.
Y'all some crazy. Y'all got no heart, for real. No heart. No heart.
Stop! Get off!
Crazy.
Get off!
She's a female.
Get off of her right.
Yeah, I mean, this is becoming commonplace. It's like when you see it, are you even shocked anymore? Sure, it's disgusting. It makes you want to throw up, but it's not like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening, because it's happening everywhere, every single day. Now, while the courts are trying to prevent situations like this from happening, Trump's cruel agenda prevails. Adam Mockler and I, we spoke about this on my Mea Culpa podcast, as more and more Americans are literally seeing how disgusting that these ICE crackdowns really are. Play the clip.
Yeah,
how did they turn around and not see? This should be a 90-10 at best.
It's a broader problem with the media environment, like you said. At some point, it's not even democratic messaging. Like we have a really good message on this. The Democrats have been killing it on this. They've been staying on message. And I think this is the best they've done since Trump has taken in office. I mean, the Democrats in power at making sure that they're sticking on one thing, not some abstract like foreign war. They're not making it about Palestine. They're not making it about this or that. Just one thing. They're making it about healthcare, which is something that people are about to experience if we don't get this renewal. I think that the problem is the ecosystem. I mean, half of the country just watches Fox News, will believe whatever they say. They'll say that the filibuster means those 7 Democrats need to sign on. But my question would be, how bad are Republicans at their job if you have 53 senators and you can't just get 7 Democrats to sign on? You can't negotiate. We passed 13 CRs under Biden because Biden actually allowed Republicans in the room. And Biden was really good at, bringing people together. His legislative accomplishments or his ability to do this was unparalleled. I mean, he made a lot of mistakes on immigration and foreign wars, and there's a lot of critiques I have, but he was good. He was good at legislative stuff. He was good at making sure the government stayed open, and Trump is refusing to negotiate in the same way with Democrats. They literally are just saying F you. There was a report that the White House was essentially saying F you to any Democrats who want to negotiate.
Yeah, well, so did Senator Thune, said the same thing, and so did Mike Johnson. Their messaging is all the same. Every day they get talking point memos from the White House, from the GOP. They say, if you're going to go on television, if you're going to be a surrogate, these are things they want you to say, which is, what's there to negotiate? We'll negotiate after we reopen, after you sign on to our bill, to the big, beautiful bill. And Democrats, to at least their credit, are saying no, we're not going to do that. So let me ask you this then. Can you unpack the human cost of a shutdown, especially for those who are producing our food, our farmers, the ranchers? Are their stories being ignored? Because I don't hear much of it. Yeah, I saw a news report on a rancher who's pissed off. He voted for Trump. The fucking moron went ahead, wrote Trump 2024 on the side of his barn in stables, voted for Trump. Now his meat is being dictated by this administration, meaning the price that they can sell. And if in fact that they don't reduce the price, which of course is their profit, we're just going to import beef from Argentina. This is coming out of the White House against the people who actually voted for him.
Yeah, he's definitely ruining farmers across multiple farm industries. I think the real impact, to get to the heart of your question, the real impact immediately affects tens of millions of Americans and millions of federal workers, the people who are going to be furloughed, the people who they are trying to be opportunistic with and completely, I don't know, just fire in this moment. But then beyond the millions of people immediately affected, there's tens of millions of peripheral people, like people on the peripherals who are being affected due to the supply chain disruptions that we'll see, due to the fact that farmers aren't getting some of the help that they need. At the same time, the tariffs are cooking them, and the government is now having to subsidize certain industries or step in to help. We just saw Governor Gavin Newsom. This is probably the best example of your question. We just saw Governor Gavin Newsom yesterday mobilize the National Guard into California to make sure that veterans and that certain people could have access to the type of food that they need, the type of government support that they rely on. And this was necessary because Donald Trump is currently distracted with the ballroom, with the library. Donald Trump is using our military to strike boats in the Pacific Ocean. And the dichotomy between that and Gavin Newsom, Governor Gavin Newsom using our military to help people in the streets is insane. I'm recording from Chicago right now. I live and work in Chicago, and we have like 7 different agencies on the ground just causing chaos. Meanwhile, Governor Newsom is trying to do anything he can with the National Guard to help people who are being affected by this government shutdown.
Well, then how are the average Americans? I'm talking about Republicans, Democrats, independents, moderates, doesn't make a difference, processing the vast accumulation of abuses from this administration. I mean, is public outrage translating, in your opinion, into political action? Because that's what we need. We need political action, and we just we just have a hard time finding it.
People care about the administration's human rights abuses. A lot of people care about, number one, ICE and ICE's abuses of human rights and due process. A lot of people do care about corruption as far as No Kings goes. I mean, that No Kings protest was massive. So that it was huge. But I kind of touched on this earlier. My worry is a lot of Americans are already disillusioned and feel nihilistic. A lot of Americans already feel like the system has failed them. The system isn't working for them. Like wealth inequality is too high. Like healthcare is too expensive. And due to that, they don't care if Trump is enriching himself. I started a debate show a few weeks ago in Chicago. We filmed the first few episodes, and I keep talking to these young Trump supporters, like over and over, these younger Trump supporters, and they say, we don't really care if the president's getting hundreds of millions to billions of dollars. How does that affect us? He's making America great again. We think every politician is corrupt. Then they'll bring up Hunter Biden or Nancy Pelosi. So, I mean, people are quite nihilistic. And I'm worried that the average voter doesn't quite understand the scale of the corruption at play. The scale of the corruption here is unprecedented, unparalleled. And Donald Trump's wealth increase from $4.3 to $7.3 billion, $3 billion over the past 9 months trounces what Joe Biden did. Joe Biden's net worth was $8 million when he got into office. When he left, it was $11 million because of real estate and assets and investments. It's like a normal person. So it's insane to me that Trump gets this $3 billion wealth increase in his first 9 months in office, but most Americans might not care that much.
Yeah, I hate to say it. I think your number is far from accurate in terms of $3 billion. I believe Trump has made $10 billion since becoming president-elect. I mean, he's made more than the $3 billion you're referring to just in his social media platform, Truth Social. His stock is worth over $4 billion. He has $0 invested into it. But it's funny that you say that about ICE because they happen to be here right now in my hometown of New York City. And just the other day, we all saw as ICE converged on Canal Street. And Canal Street is famous. I mean, everybody knows Canal Street is, the place that you go if you want to get a fake Rolex watch or you want to get a fake Hermes or a Louis Vuitton or a Goyard type bag. And it's not like the purchasers don't realize that the $40 Hermes bag or Louis Vuitton bag that would cost you thousands and thousands in the store are not real. They're just very good copies coming out of China. In fact, I wrote a Substack on it, Gucci knockoffs trigger homeland panic. I saw how New Yorkers behaved. They were fucking pissed. Not only did they whip out their Apple phones and their Androids and start videotaping and screaming to ICE, get the fuck out of here. You know, they pushed them back to Federal Plaza. They did everything that they can in a non-violent way. But it did get violent too, because a bunch of these ICE officers, they don't like to be told what to do. All of a sudden, they're taking on this administration's behavior and this administration's pattern of being ruthless and abusive. I saw them take this one guy and threw him into the wall and then put him down on the ground and handcuffed him. Turns out that the guy happens to be from the Bronx. He was born in the Bronx. He's an American citizen, but they thought he too was Senegalese and mistaken identity, so to speak. Ultimately let him go, but not after a bunch of bruises and a beating.
Yeah, what they're doing in Chicago and what they've done in LA and New York, it's like they're sending undertrained officers or ICE officers into majority Latino communities and just having them cause chaos. Like in Chicago, we saw a bunch of videos coming out of super undertrained guys, like super uncoordinated, like lackluster. A few of them were trying to wrestle one woman to the ground and one of them like slipped on themselves and they're super untrained. And it's like, what the hell is going on here? But then on top of that, they send them into majority Latino communities and that starts to stir shit up. And when the protests start to surround, then they use that as a pretext. It's like a feedback loop. Then the Trump admin is like, wait a minute. We saw videos on Fox News of Chicago getting rowdy. Let's send more officers there to protect our officers, even though, by the way, Pritzker is more than happy to coordinate at some point. Like Pritzker has offered to coordinate on certain levels with the federal government. He said there are ways that we can do this where we coordinate and work together. We're more than happy to fight crime, but you can't just mobilize the National Guard against my will and against the will of the people in this state. So that's the problem with ICE. It's not that we're okay with violent criminals who are illegal roaming the streets. If there's this Tren de Aragua member, yeah, get him the hell out of here. Make sure you have due process, but you can deport violent criminals who are here illegally. No liberal is going to cry about it. And if they are, then that's dumb. But that's not what the Trump administration is prioritizing. They've been reallocating any funds that are meant for those types of deportations. And we see ICE with the budget of like the military of 5 other countries, essentially. There's some stat where it's like the massive, and they're all going around with masks on, refusing to identify themselves, ripping people who are American citizens out of cars for no reason. It's insane. This is not what America is supposed to be about.
Hey, everyone. First of all, thanks for watching. I mean, we're going to be posting daily episodes with reactions and talking about politics. We'll be talking about everything, in fact. So please like and subscribe. Join us on this journey.